Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comic Book Club, where we love comics more than Michael Bay loves explosions.
Indeed. And the comic we are reviewing today is The Mighty Thor number 338. What is... Oh, alright. And this issue, we learn about the origins of Beta Ray Bill, a very weirdly...
Minotauric
thing. Who takes Thor's hammer and uses it against him. So just think about using your brother's own foam sword against him. You can relate.
That's as OP as Deadpool.
Indeed. And so Thor is now trapped as Donald Blake on Earth, but then wait, Odin comes and picks him up and takes him back to Asgard in order to see who is worthy to wield the might of the hammer. And so, in order to find out who is proven worthy to wield the might of the hammer, read it yourself.
Alright, at the beginning of the show, I was just drawing this. I saw this picture on Instagram, which I barely go on anymore, lol. I saw this picture of a guy who I now follow, but yet used to follow. This was a cool picture, so I just decided to draw it. So, yeah.
Oh,
got any comics?
So we do.
Love it.
The next issue we will be reviewing is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 95. His issue includes the special appearance of Cloak and Dagger, and also the Black Cat. So Cloak and Dagger are basically on the run from this robo guy called Silvermane, basically a Terminator. And Spider-Man and Black Cat are trying to protect Dagger from Silvermane in a fight about who controls the power of Dagger. And in order to find out, I suggest that you read this issue.
So what happened is Silvermane is trying to hunt down Dagger to get her powers, basically.
Yes.
Okay, now I get it.
All right.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Jimmy, and we are reviewing the number 144 World's Finest comic. Now, in this issue, Superman's friend Jimmy gets infused with kryptonite, so he can't be near him, and he has to be watched by Batman and Robin. But then Brainiac and Clayface devise a plan where they get Jimmy to be a weapon against Superman. Now, Ian, I believe you're wearing a Deadpool shirt.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about him?
He's funny.
That was great. Now, do you have anything to say about this issue?
Well, I like this. I like this comic. It's really good. So you should read it. Yeah.
Okay. And stay tuned for the next two people interviewing a comic.
Hello everyone, my name is Robert, and today we'll be telling you about an action comic from 1966. It's a Superman comic, and everyone thinks Superman is a dinosaur, but Superman is unaware of this, and everyone thinks that he's doing evil deeds like melting a skull that's very important to them. But the verdict is yours. Is the Man of Steel a Superman or a super monster?
Okay. Well, I like The Flash, first of all. If you like The Flash, then you should just keep on watching. Because right now, that show is just awesome. I mean, I watch every show, but I mean The Flash. Like, I used to think other shows were like the best ever superhero shows, but once The Flash came on, I was like, this is the best. It was just the best. I mean, if you saw the one from last week, it was great. This week was good too. But I liked how they're going on the one where Harrison Wells is Eobard Thawne, who in the future is the Reverse Flash, and he needs to get back to his time, which I love that one. Like, don't you like how
Yes,
they do
that
all
is a
the
great
time?
show.
Yeah. Like, them going on that one, I think they're going to go from all different ones, and I think they might actually put in some Batman guys. Like, the Trickster, I can't wait to see him on this show.
I can't wait to see what they do with Gorilla Grodd. He looks amazing.
Mhm. I also heard they might have like an episode where it's like the Flash goes missing again. Like besides the one where Dr. Wells knows he's missing, he actually goes missing. I don't know how long, and they might even not do it, but that's what I heard. Well, stay tuned for the next two comic people.
Hello, this is Comic Book Club, and today we'll be reviewing the events that's happening in DC Comics. They're all connected in some way, so basically it's just one different comic. So basically it starts out, it's Spider-Man, and on the cover of the first one it has Hydro Man, so yeah, you can see over here that you have Venom. Anyway, so it's Return of Venom from number 3, from comic book number 300 of the Amazing Spider-Man, and it starts out in the prison of the Vault, the super prison, the Vault, in 1,500 miles away from New York City, and it starts out and then he tricks him and he breaks out in this comic, and he also fights Hydro Man, but that doesn't matter because it's just Hydro Man. And then the next one, he comes back. He goes into New York City and tries to find Spider-Man, and then he finds him, and then then they have this brawl, but Spider-Man still thinks you gotta read the rest to find out what happens.
I have the 30th issue of X-Men, which actually not the 30th, but it's the 30 years of the X-Men anniversary, which introduces a new villain called the X-Cannoneer, who is appearing to kill people. And you'll have to read the rest to find out, because this is all I got. I also have the introduction to the Spider Armor, and it shows another villain who I don't know anything about, because this is the only one that I've read, and you can kind of get the story of what's trying to happen. I mean, the villain kind of looks like Spawn, so I'm just confused with the whole thing, but it's a good story. I also have got a game, and it's a Guardians of the Galaxy game, which which features people that aren't just the Guardians of the Galaxy. It also features just that. It's all Alright, it's on. And it also features Star-Lord, Drax, Gamora, Groot, Rocket, Mantis, Beta Ray Bill, Hulk, and Iron Man. I just got it, so it doesn't have a lot of people. Alright,
Wait,
that's all.
You're not good at this game?
Shut up. I'm okay yet. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll be back with the next two people.
All right, welcome back to Comic Book Club. In case you don't know, my name is Mr. P. I'm the principal here at St. Joseph Regional School, and I'm also the moderator for Comic Book Club. It's an after-school activity. We meet once a week. The kids come in and share their love of comics with me, with each other, and now we're going to start trying to share it with you. I thank you very much for watching the episode. We're trying to figure out what our format is going to be, and we hope that all of my comic book friends online and the Comic Book Club kids friends online will watch our videos and comment on them, and we do hope you like them. We're looking forward to continuing this on a weekly basis, and in the future I'm going to bring in some of my stuff. Being much older than the comic book kids, I have a collection that dates back quite a ways, and I have comic book art collection, and I want to be able to share some of that with you. All right, Jacob's with me today. Jacob brought in a couple issues. An old Blue Beetle from 1988 and Power of the Atom #1. Figured I'd tell you a little bit about Power of the Atom because I'm a big Gil Kane fan, and some of you might remember that in the earlier part of the 80s, Gil Kane did the Sword of the Atom miniseries from DC Comics. Loved his art, especially what he was doing in the 80s with the markers for DC. Fantastic. But after they returned Ray Palmer to Civilization, a couple years later they created this new series, Power of the Atom. It's written, of course, by Roger Stern. Roger Stern was my favorite Marvel Comics writer of his generation. I thought his Avengers work was outstanding. I was an Avengers fan from the beginning. Love, obviously, what's going on today with the Avengers and all the movies. But Stern did a great job with this series, and it was good to see Ray Palmer back. It's also good to see Ray Palmer on Arrow, the television show. However, of course, it looks like he's going to be some kind of pseudo-Iron Man as opposed to our incredible shrinking hero. Blue Beetle, one of my favorites, even though this issue here, number 20, is illustrated by Ross Andru, or with a cover by Chris Wozniak. I got to tell you that Paris Cullins was one of my favorite DC Comics artists of the 80s. I thought what he did with Blue Beetle was incredible. Loved the work, especially when Bruce Patterson did the inks. He's from our area, actually. He's like a Philly guy, and I haven't met him yet. So for all the people I've met, including Stan Lee, I haven't met Paris yet, and I'm really hoping to do that. Maybe he's going to be over at one of the Jersey cons this year. I don't know. Looking forward to that. Loved his Blue Beetle, and of course Andrew was a legend as well. Jacob, what'd you bring today?
I brought a Silver Age Green Lantern. The art was by Gil Kane, and it's about Green Lantern's old friend Star Sapphire coming back, and it was made in 1969. And basically, what happens in the story is he comes back to Earth, and then there's an oil spill, and then he uses his superpowers to clean it up, and then the girls are like, "Oh my gosh, so dreamy," and that's about it. And he figures out that one of the girls was Star Sapphire, and then he uses her superpowers, and then they meet up again.
During the 60s, Gil Kane was pretty famous with DC Comics, introducing the new Green Lantern and the Silver Age Atom as well. Led to him to a wonderful stint in the 70s at Marvel as one of the premier Spider-Man artists. And then again, he came back to DC in the 80s, where he changed his inking method to use those markers and create that work. But even then, I mean, his work was just incredible. His anatomy was realistic, but slightly dramatic and exaggerated. Beautiful work here, beautiful splash in here. Some of his classic poses and what he would do with his hands. Everybody knows I'm a humongous John Byrne fan. Loved everything John did, especially at Marvel and DC. I've had the privilege and pleasure of knowing John and visiting him at his home. But in my own little way, Gil Kane, at the time, he was my favorite. And I think the comics industry has greatly diminished since he's no longer with us. So it's nice to see kids of the new generation having an appreciation for the books of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and of course people like Gil Kane and the gang. Listen, I want to thank you very much for watching this week's episode of Comic Book Club. We're going to try to be a little more prepared next week. share with you what we're doing this week. And again, of course, we hope you stay tuned, all right? Take care, and until next time, be good to each other.